Oh, no question about it.
We're going to have to see what he goes and decides to do here on the map. Daybreak. And spawning in the lower left-hand corner of the screen, the man, the myth, the legend, we were just talking about him. He is Kawhi Rice.
And before I hop over to the screen to Jinju, I want to point out something cool that Kawhi's doing. I love seeing Terrans do it. That SCV Mineral Micro. Making sure to get those close mineral patches, but giving him a proper introduction. Spawning in the top right corner of the map, we've got the light blue, the cyan, the teal Protoss, representing Team Tactical Carnage. It's Jinju. And chat right now explaining the reasoning for Protoss versus Kawhi. A little funny, but
yeah,
we'll see if you can pull it out. I mean, Tactical Carnage, guys, they made it to the playoffs. They were top of their division, so I mean, it's not like this is some scrub team. Kawhi's just a really scary player.
He is an insane player.
And Chrono popping out those probes, nothing too out of the ordinary for a Protoss player. The one thing I do find a little frustrating about Protoss is it's hard to predict their builds until after that cybernetics score is down. You don't know whether they're going to go for a 4-gate or a 6-gate or just a robo or any number of things. Meanwhile, though, Kawhi, he's a little bit easier to read, especially because we're observers. We know what's going on. We don't have to worry about scouting. And, Gas tells everything for Terran.
Gas certainly does, and no type of shenanigans are in this game here moving forward. It is going to be a barracks at the front of the ramp, and it's going to be his decision here whether or not he wants to, maybe go for some of that early barracks play. I'm pretty sure he's not going to use that card again in this series. Wouldn't be shocked to see him just do some standard macro play.
Yeah, and the slightly earlier probe will allow Jinju to get into the base and scout before this flag goes down to block him out, and he's going to be happy to see there are no gas yet.
Yep, and the SCV is going to move out for Kawhi Rice. No supply depot down at all here, so that's very indicative of a command center. And there goes that
Kawhi
SCV.
banking that up. He does bait the probe away, going towards the third base location, but there's nothing there to be found. Maybe just going to put down a pylon or two later, sneak that probe away.
Yep, and I love that Kawhi is following up with his Marine at the third to try and see if there is type of shenanigans like that going down the map. But the probe is going to evacuate, and the SCV will make its way into the main base here for Kawhi. Zealot on the way here for Jinju, so he should be able to drive that SCV out relatively quickly here. But wait, did he just cancel that?
I'm not too sure. I missed it. So
yeah, he canceled it right in front of Kawhi there. And opting now for the Nexus. So did he actually scout out that Kawhi dropped the command center down? Nope, he did not. So
a bunker going down, I think, to play with the mind of Jinju here, kind of realizing, oh great, you know what, this is like the 100th time that we've seen Kawhi do this. It's not out of the ordinary.
Jinju is a girl, so let me refer to her as she from here on out.
Whew. I was just going to say, we do have to refer to her correctly.
Might be.
Jinju, the she girl. She lady of mystery, I guess. Going for her own Nexus. But of course, Kawhi did see that with that little bunker fake out he was doing.
Yep. And, kind of pretty playful there of him to do that. So.
She-girl, werewolf, I don't know, same thing. Kawhi's taking double gas right now.
Yes.
And definitely getting a lot of barracks on the field. So we're not going to see anything mech-worthy. But of course, as everyone knows, mech versus Protoss not usually that effective.
It's not very effective at all. You can see tanks used in the matchup to do some types of damage here or there. But the Marines are going to engage the Stalker out here in the middle of the map. Jinju's going to be very careful.
Yeah, a Protoss player with better micro than a Terran player will always pick off more Marines before losing a Stalker.
And the SCV is going to make its way into the natural to see the expansion. Boom. So each player holding their respective watchtowers at this point, and going to be straight up Marines for Kawhi, and now going to get the stim very quickly here. Wouldn't be shocked to see him add on a factory and go for some medevacs, but as we saw him go in the first game, he didn't actually get medevacs very quickly, focused on getting very large army and attacked out with that. But of course, that was in the TVZ matchup, not TVP.
Yeah, we have 3 gates with a robo down for Jinju. Warp gate just finishing now. We'll see if she chooses to throw down a couple more gateways. Maybe go full out assault with this, or just put out an observer for now, which is most likely what's going to happen, is you want to have all that scouting information versus your opponent.
If I was Jinju, I would play a defensive mode here, and it does look like that's what she's opting for. Whoop.
Oh, a little bit of a pause. I do want to point out though, the biggest thing like that Jinju's got over every player from Tactical Carnage so far is the fact that she got in with that probe. She got to scout Kawhi, and I think, and I know it sounds like I'm making a big deal out of nothing, but scouting information is everything in this game.
Yes, it certainly is. It's a game of knowledge.
And I guess a little bit of busy mode problems right now. That's why we have the pause. So Team Tactical Carnage, leave Jinju alone. We want land. Leave her alone. Alright, so the pause looks like it'll be getting away soon. Maybe this could just be delaying tactics, trying to anger Kawhi, delay him from getting to Bomber. I mean, the mind games could be effective.
Maybe. It would just make him very angry, and I wouldn't want to make a monster angry, Rifkin.
Yeah, poking the bear, no question about it.
She's going for Double Forge. Okay, so interesting. Very, very interesting. We don't see this very often. We've seen it in Creator Prime's build, going for this double upgrades here, but those two gases at the natural are definitely going to be used for these upgrades here, and a robotics bay as well.
Yeah, if you get Colossus out early, I mean, Kawhi going for a very bio-heavy build, and Colossus will definitely make quick work of Marines, especially with extended thermal lance. There's nothing more annoying than having to stim into that army, especially when this force field's down protecting the Colossus.
Yeah, and those upgrades are actually even going to be chrono boosted, so Kawhi is going to be hard-pressed to attack here very, very soon in this game. If one Colossus gets out, man, like you're saying, man, that could cause a lot of damage. And with the +1/+1, that's just going to be even more armor, even more damage output for the Protoss player. But will she have enough units in time? Kawhi's got 19 Marines out on the field. There's only 3 sentries and a Stalker to the name of Jinju.
Most importantly, Kawhi does have a reactor coming out in the factory, not for Hellions, but for this starport. And once Kawhi starts dropping, the last most annoying thing to do as a Protoss player is have to react to that, because of course all your units are so slow.
Yep, will he drop or will he just bust up the front here? There's gonna be this Colossus out here for Jinju, but there are some Marauders mixed into this composition here for Kawhi Rice, adding on another Marauder as well.
These sentries, though, Doom, they've been on the field for a while. They have quite a bit of energy, and if Jinju can get a good position, lock out half the forces, that Colossus is gonna get so many kills.
Yep, but if I know Kawhi, I know he is very good with the drop mechanism, and he's able to get on top of those units before they're able to drop force fields, and before the Colossus is able to run away, he could snipe them very quickly and do the damage.
That's an excellent point, because we don't have a lot of Stalkers in this army. There's nothing to snipe off the Medivacs. And, oh man, this is a good army if he's got to engage on the ground, but the board putting in more Zealots right now, I don't know.
Jinju knows that the aggression is incoming here. Observer placed in the middle of the map, seeing everything that's coming along here. There's just not enough gates. There's just not enough gates to get enough units out here to defend this. There's going to be 2 Colossus on the field. That's going to be the saving grace here in this engagement that's upcoming.
Yeah, and I'm curious, are we going to see Blink or Charge coming out of the Twilight Council? It'll be nothing for now, as Jinju a little supply blocked, realizing, oh crap, I gotta get units out on the field.
At this point, some DTs or maybe some Archons would help out greatly against this biocentric armor, but it is going to be dual fronts here. There is going to be a drop moving into the main, and there's a small army that could be used to tactically attack the natural.
Oh, and Jinju doesn't see this coming. I don't know where the Observer went, but unfortunately not going to see this drop till it's a little too late. Charge started for the Zealots. I like that choice, as there aren't a lot of Stalkers, but she's got to clean this up.
Oh no, 2 Colossus are moved into the main here, so Kawhi may be very hard-pressed to lift up at this point. Not doing any other types of aggression tactics at any other points. But actually, there were force fields there to block it off. A lot of probes going down, though, Rifkin.
Yeah, unfortunately, a total of 12 workers have been picked off at that point, but as you said, the force fields at the front, the choice not to pull her entire army, that kept Jinju alive. And oh, we're going to see another drop going right over top of the force fields. There are still 2 Colossus, though. I don't know, Panda, or not Panda, I'm sorry, Doom.
No problem, no problem. The SCV to pro count is pretty even here, so economically they are both on equal grounds, and with that chrono boost advantage, the upgrade advantage here, Jinju's actually okay, but watch the Colossus. Good control.
Quite a few Marine kills from that, and this is a little risky going for that third, especially with the factory hovering and a Marine going to town on that Nexus. I'm wondering if this was a bait out for Jinju to buy her time.
This is really risky for Kawhi to be out on the map here, because look at the upgrades for the Protoss player. 2-2 is about to finish, and with those upgrades, with no defense from Kawhi, he's going to have a hard time doing any type of aggression.
And there are 2 Vikings, but only 4 Stalkers. If Kawhi can take off those Stalkers, there's going to be nothing to stop these Colossi.
Nope, a drop in the main was deflected here from Jinju, so great advantage or great movements here across the map, paying attention to the mini-map, and Zealot should clean up that Marauder, but just being a little annoying there with the cleanup. The Storm is being chrono boosted on the way, more gateways as well in the base of Jinju.
There's a lot of Vikings in the army, 4 Vikings with another 2 on the way, and again, there's not a lot of anti-air here for Jinju, and that's my biggest fear for her.
This is true, but if Jinju is able to get up enough splash damage, that will be greatly beneficial
there are
in this
drops
match.
going down in the main.
Yeah, this could be a huge blow to Jinju at this point here.
Will this draw her army out of position is the question, because look here, the Observer scouting, everything's on its own. Oh, but back at home, a pylon has been picked off, there's no work gates, and if the Robo facility goes down, the Colossus is so close to being finished, but it won't get out in time. Oh, and that's just painful to see happen.
That is real painful to see, because that was the big factor.
Stimming up into the natural, not even getting dropped, just walking right past. Because
where's Jinju's army?
Out of position, chasing away the third, and I don't know, Doom. She's losing a lot. She has to make a decision. She has to commit to it. Whether it's defend or go, I mean, this in between is not going to work.
No, the in between is not going to work, and the in between may have done enough. And there's the GG.